Here we go. Yeah. Yes.
Down to earth, down to earth, down to earth, down to earth. We've come down to earth, down to earth, down to earth.
Bless, bless, bless. It's the Down to Earth podcast, Down to Earth Network. And tonight we got a special event, live broadcast. It's called We the Culture with some great individuals, some great brothers. Me and my brother Rastafari Samurai, of course, Down to Earth podcast. We got Mike Stone, we got Symbolic, we got Impetrable, and supposed to have other guests come through. DJ Despair. Let's see. We're gonna have a conversation about. It's Black History Month. Every day is Black History for us, but just to recognize it with hip hop. I'm just, just to know the history of each person, your experience with the culture of hip hop and Black history, Black culture, because it does come from Black culture. So everybody could introduce yourself.
It started.
Mike Stone, of course.
What am I supposed to say?
No, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you about. Yeah. Okay, there's this question I always ask people at the end of normal, like our podcast. I'm going to ask you, what made you fall in love with hip hop?
I never fell in love with hip hop. I fell in love with music.
Okay, I like that question. But okay, okay. So what gave you? I like that. Okay, what gave you the attraction to even that genre besides the other music? Like what when you discovered it?
I mean, it was the other music that brought me to that genre. It was the other music that brought me to that genre, because that genre didn't have a music. That genre took from other musics and made its own thing.
I like how you said that. Yeah. So your experience of the years seeing it develop, what was the benefit for you as a DJ with like this new genre mixed with all this music?
It's not even a benefit for me as a DJ, a benefit for me as a person. Right? Depends on how deep you want to go. So basically, it's not about me being a DJ. It's about being a person and enjoying music and appreciating music and where it comes from. Right? That's the benefit to me.
So I'm gonna ask our other panel the same question. What made you, I guess, get the attraction or made you fall in love with hip hop? Symbolic.
All right. Yeah, what I would say is has certainly evolved over time, but what really jumps out to me, I don't even know where this concert was. It was Public Enemy. Not that was the first that I heard hip hop, but as far as African descendants redefining, doing magic really, and taking space where we were, they'd say if you remember Toronto, they were saying you want to do a live show? No, we don't have that music here. They act like it's always been like warm and cozy, and we'll see what they do in the future. But it was in that environment where we wove our magic to have a voice, to create music out of what they said it wasn't music. So it was being able to define culture. So that's what I would say.
But you Impetrable. I know we talked a couple times about it.
Yeah, for me, that made me get into like loving the hip hop culture was because, as you already know, I grew up where I have a Jamaican culture family, and literally in regards to my family right now, with my uncle and my father, they were actually some dance hall DJs out here in the Toronto scene from like earlier times. And Specs, Lindo P, King Turbo, they can all like verify it from you from me that my uncle and my dad were like some pioneers to them, to the industry. So, but now for me, where I came into the love now of the hip hop is when I first heard like Slick Rick with Children's Story, and I was like, wow, how them I do the rhymes the same way as like people do in our yard. I give a story with our reggae music, but now it's this North American type of sound that's almost the same way, but they kind of took it from the reggae music of
That's
the rhyming
controversial now.
lyrics and such. So I was like, you know what? Let's work with it, because it's still your majority of the rappers too at that time were like Jamaican descendant rappers as well. Like
Yeah,
from Heavy D to like enough of them. Like
see what you're
so,
saying there? Right now, there's a big conflict. I wanted to go into that later, but as you brought that up, right, and we're talking about Black history, our American brothers and sisters now, in the recent months, there's a battle with the FBA, and they are trying to disprove, which we know, fact, what you're saying. Most of the first MCs are from West Indian background and Jamaican, but a lot of them are saying that
But that's
we
not necessarily
participated.
true though either.
We participated, but we didn't create it. It's created by American foundational Black
yes,
Americans.
yes. I'm not saying that you know, that Jamaicans were doing. I'm just saying that from like what we have seen and what I have like studied of the hip hop culture, a lot of them had like a Caribbean, Jamaican, or descendant, but they were still like an American like individual, right? Like, so you know what I mean? But there was that connection that I saw from a lot of
Me
them.
too. Yeah, me too. What do you think about that, Mike Stone? What I just mentioned about like there's a big group, or I don't know if it's not a group,
Depends
but
what time frame. It depends what time frame you're speaking of. And if you
early,
hold
the
on,
beginning.
and if you say you list everyone of Caribbean, what's the beginning for you?
They're talking like they're talking like the early 70s.
Yeah, they're talking about before 73. They're even talking back to like the 1920s. Some of the Jamaican selectors like Coxon Dodds, he said he got the American toasting. He got toasting from America.
Yeah.
So the notion that toasting came from Jamaica to America, it was the other way around. And the Jamaican elders are saying that the people who started the sound system culture. That's what they're saying. So I'm not even going off of no FBA stuff. Like anytime I mention stuff, everyone's like, "Oh, some FBA propaganda."
Yeah,
I was looking at this before Tariq Nasheed even made that movie.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't take away from what anyone from the Caribbean contributed though.
yeah.
But like even Herc said when Herc said he came to the States, he saw what was going on. That's how he came about creating the merry-go-round. He saw people going off on the brakes. He said he wanted to extend the brakes so people could keep going off. He saw that. He saw like DJ John Brown and all these other people doing stuff before he even started DJing. But they didn't do what he did. He took what they did and he improvised it. He made it better.
And that's what it was.
And Babada, he took what already was going on and he organized it. Nobody actually organized it. Right? He said, we're going to take all these elements and put them together. He didn't come around and say, oh, I created this. No, these elements are already there.
DJ Despair.
Everybody contributed along the way.
He's looking for the link in your email, brother, if you're watching.
You didn't get it. Yeah. I know he got it.
So it depends what time frame people are speaking of. The older generation, before her, you're speaking about before like...
Before Herc, yes. Before Herc.
What happened there?
Is he frozen?
Yeah, it looked like he did.
It's all right, yo.
Don't worry. He'll be back. If anything,
it's all right, yo. But yo, symbolic, like we could continue on that, like with this FBA whole thing, what's been going on.
Foundational, yo, they've got us confused to think that we're different people with doing like, yo, we're gonna do the same things, just like we thought. Oh, people in like South America, we're thinking like we're different. No. African people who disperse about across the map are going to do what we do. And so I think that it doesn't serve us well to try and pick this apart in the sense, not in terms of the conversation, but to internalize that, oh, who did that first? No, like
No, it
even when you
doesn't.
look at reggae, it's going back to the continent and coming back again. And so I'm happy when they got Nigeria running things over there. I'm Jamaican born. Even though I speak this way, I go back to Jamaica, they say, hey, foreigner, but like
Exactly.
when I went to Jamaica, I saw brethrens when I got sent back because my parents thought I was a terror. You had do you have people chatting lyrics? And I'm like, yo, because freestyling wasn't really popping off like that in Toronto yet. And so it was like, yo, this is crazy. And then more freestyling I experienced when I came back, but it was like the same vibe. That's my point.
Yeah. But we know what we know, but it's now evolved in now this whole conflict, which we could look over it as like older men, right? Individuals. But it's funny how they're staring the pot right now. So, and it's making actually division. Like anybody who has knowledge knows that it's making a division, but it doesn't make sense because a lot of the foundational MCs are really from the background what we're talking about, right? Like West Indian background.
But hip hop is not about just the MC though. That's the whole thing. Hip hop is not just about the MC. That's number one.
Exactly.
It became about the MC, right? But it's not
if
about
we were
just
going
the
down
MC.
A list, we would
that's
take
why
a lot of people off. Because if we say get rid of all the people but
it's not about that. That's not
Black Americans. It would be a big compilation of MCs.
But that's not the argument, though. But there'll still be a lot more that are so-called foundational Black American. But again, hip hop is not just about the MC.
Yeah, it's about the DJ.
It's not just about the MC. It never was just about the MC.
You're right.
The MC benefited from what the DJs were doing for the breakers or for the people that were dancing. That's what hip hop started as. A DJ playing music and people dancing. And then maybe somebody talking on the mic here and there.
Because
the MC was the guy talking on the mic, saying 1-2 lines and saying this and that. So without that, there are no MCs. There's no rappers. There's no nothing. There's nothing.
It's true. Facts.
So depends what part of the thing you want to look at. If you want to look at a certain era where the MC became more prominent, then you can look at that era. But that's not the entirety of hip hop.
Like,
exactly. Doing that, you're discounting.
You're discounting so much more to the culture that we're all trying to discuss, and it's true. I agree.
The break dancing, the graffiti, all of that, and everything. You get me?
Well, when I was thinking of like this panel, I was thinking of Black history too, because it is part of Black history, but the only way to sometimes communicate with people is through, like some type of popular media. Because this whole time I haven't seen nobody, not maybe in America, but especially up here where we are, really as a platform, talking about or even discussing about something Black history.
I feel that like growing up with the Jamaican culture, with that reggae music, I love the wide variety of it, that we were able to talk about a lot of things freely because the music was like that with the reggae culture, where it's like you got to talk about like the bullshit about the government. You got to talk about like love. You got to talk about like giving thanks to the Most High. You got to talk about like, going through the struggles out here in life. You got to talk about like even coming up with like a little bit of money and making it, the best out of it. So with the reggae music culture, I definitely felt like, there was a lot of, it actually opened up for a lot of conversations to be had in regards to like seeing what's going on with like life and culture.
But the thing is, hip hop has that too.
Yeah.
It's just
soul music has that.
Soul
music has that.
Soul music is the best way to put it. Because what happened when they decided that our music is going to be called urban music? No one asked anyone I know.
Exactly.
Yes, they call it urban music.
Right in our lifetime, we saw them switch it up. And we also saw them cut out. I remember I was in Montreal with Northside Hip Hop. They're playing this stuff that's just, I don't know, I can't deal with it because it's just so destructive. And I decided I'm not dealing with that. I share a lot. If you see how I use social media, what I realize is the little things in our life, that is culture. If someone does a little thing and you just support that little thing, or you see a thing you want to see in the world, just do it. But when it came to hip hop, they fooled even myself over that period because I thought this is what they like, I guess. I don't like it, but I'm just like, that's not my culture. But they funded it. They put all kinds of money into the destructive side when it originally had all of those things you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
No, but you're right, because the hip hop culture when I grew up with had a wide variety of different type of like styles of artists. It wasn't just like a gangster type of like dude. A majority of them weren't even really gangster dudes in the first place. They were actually like, I remember, for me, as I said, there was Slick Rick. You got like Karis One, the teacher. You got Righteous
EPMD?
Brothers. Huh?
I said EPMD. Poor Righteous? Did you say Poor Righteous? Oh my god.
Poor Righteous teachers. Like, bro, I'm like old school. So I definitely like my artists from those days. And you know what I mean? That's what it is. Like, we had that back in the day, but they've narrowed the game now about what hip hop culture is supposed to look like. And we didn't defend it in any way, shape, or form.
You know what though?
Yeah,
To go with that though, right? Because I
let it go.
I hear a lot of people would call us the stereotypical old heads, but this is to that the response, right? And yes, the hip hop what we're seeing is what they're promoting, right?
Yeah.
Is what I'm gonna say it again. The hip hop what we're seeing is what we're promoting. Is how much you want to dig, because right now, for even a good amount of years, I say 10 years, even more, there's a lot of great MCs out right now. And I'm not talking the ones who's been around, like who we all know, like the popular, like the Redmans and the Method Mans. There's guys who are probably younger than me. I'm just saying 35, 30, who are great MCs, but they don't promote them. They don't promote them. Okay, I'm going to put it for example now. There's J Electronica. Does he get promoted? There's who else? Currency.
You don't even barely put on music.
No, but I'm just saying. No,
I love it, but
they, okay, he barely put. That's a bad example. I'm gonna put like
Currency puts out music. Currency puts out music.
That,
but Currency puts out music.
Have a big fan base, but they're not commercially out there. Like they are commercial, but not popular. And there's many like that. There's many artists. Okay, the top of the game for those type of artists, I'm gonna say, and he's big though, but he's still not as big. I would say it's like Wiz Khalifa. You get what I mean? He was he's known, but he's still not like that Drake or like, you know what I mean? Like, like the Kendrick level. But he's
good, man. His money's good.
Right? Bless up
for life. It depends on the demographic.
It's good for life after one record with the guy who passed. Yeah, man.
But I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of younger, just say younger than us, younger artists, middle, well, I don't know what you call it, middle age.
Most of them are almost 40.
They are great MCs, but they're not promoted, and they're still around right now. Like if there was Nipsey Hussle, if Nipsey Hussle didn't pass, he would still be here. You know what I mean? Doing music.
Yeah.
All right, I can give you a name right now. Like out of the young new artist that I actually like is Corday.
Yeah, I heard of him.
With it.
Dr. Dre. He's a
like I said, these guys. The thing is,
man.
A guy like Jack Harlow will get more promo
content. Very well put together every time when he's putting out like his artistry work with his stuff. So he's gotten me right now, Corday.
DJ Despair, what you saying, brother? Introduce the brother here, man. Big DJ, man. Canadian, Canada's own.
The problem is though.
I'm here. How you guys doing?
We're here, man. Talking. We the culture united. You know, like Canada. We don't get enough of this. You get what I mean? Like we don't see enough of this. Like they want to, if they want to call us old heads, whatever, but people who are part of the culture, have the experience, you know, been outside, know the business, maybe not all the business, but know a good amount of the business, getting down to earth. That's what we're doing right now, you know? Black History Month, no hip hop. What are you
Well, you
saying?
see, yesterday I experienced something going to this beat battle yesterday, like, you know, and I went and checked up the producers that were in there. There was different ranges from, and then you had the trap and drill, and like, you know, the guys who produced for Future and all that, and the guys who were produced for like Nas and all that, and even the underground guys keep running up to me after, just like, yo, like, we need a voice, bro. We don't know where to put our music. We don't know who to give these beats to. And that's what's killing the game right now, because there's a lot of, like, I've gone to Europe with Onyx and that, and we've charted on a boom bap album with Ready Rock D, and just released that single with Private Name Number and Choclair. We're trying to change that game right now to go back to our essence, but it takes us to do it and teach the truth instead of all this gang banging and shooting and stuff. It's giving me a headache right now, because I actually had to stand in front of a pistol the other day on some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you and me both.
Like, Mike and I talk about this all the time. Like, it's disgusting.
It's destructive.
And it's going on here in my own city in Winnipeg too, because they're following what's going on up there in Toronto. But they didn't understand that I actually grew up there with y'all and actually had to see that shit. They didn't have to see it. They just watch it on TV.
But that was like,
and they hear it in the music,
up,
right?
Like, for a lot of people with the hip hop culture that were living in Toronto before, they were trying to like emulate too much of the New York scene and bringing it into the
also
lifestyle.
We kind of gave the New York scene a lifestyle. If you look at Ghetto Concept, a lot of people bid off of them.
Yeah.
From the New York, you know what I mean?
Me having like my blood.
Let me hear that. Wait.
What the hell? Go back and repeat that.
What do you say?
I should straight up shout out to them.
Yeah, I heard something about Ghetto Concept.
Yeah.
Oh, I said like, like a lot of New York rappers stole ideas off of them. I'm not gonna name it, but
it's true. Yeah.
The swagger,
because New York used to come.
Right? They don't want to hear that.
Well, you see, this is the thing. Back in
what's that?
Be on the Master Plan show. Who am I?
You're good. You're good. You're good. Sorry.
You're good.
All right. A lot of people used to fly in, like DTS used to tell me all the time, guys used to fly in to the Master Plan show. I mean, get played. You know what I mean? And because they weren't being played in the States. It's the same thing going down with the next generation of boom bap artists.
Yeah,
people
like,
get
for
played
example,
too, because honestly, our market at the time was not really saying much, right?
And everything had to be direct to consumers. Do we have any events anymore where we walk in with vinyl and CDs or anything anymore?
Nope.
If I could, there's one thing I wanna just say is the culture is not the business. The business may be a key important part of it, but I feel like we say the culture and we mean the business, that's something someone can buy out. And when it and so like even this side, as technology goes, we need to think, how do we connect, knowing that we have Instagram and all of these platforms, and how do we like take ownership so someone else can't say who we are? Because look, the gangster shit, I used to love it, but it's just one aspect. When someone's willing to pay for the whole thing to be gangster, and then really control who we are, how we look, and how the next generations. And lastly, I just want to say you mentioned stuff about old cats. There's nothing. Every culture must have lineage. It has to have lineage.
Yes.
Right.
And then it must have the youth as well. So we need to embrace the youth. Big up Jay Wise. I remember we had a talk not unlike this where that was his point, and I agree 100%. We should, give enough love and respects to the youth, but you have to know your lineage, and we determine what our direction should be.
I agree with
Facts.
you with being respect to the youth,
I
but
agree.
also the youth now should be talking about the trials and tribulations that they have to get through to where they are now to get past the nonsense that's out there. Because all it is just glorified violence right now.
But
And you
yeah,
know,
go
a
ahead.
lot of dudes can't say they've been to jail or been stabbed up and survived and came back or been shot up and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the song says that we released, who don't learn, they gonna feel. I've been told that
But
ever since I was a youth.
Yeah, I was
but
there for that video shoot,
the thing
man.
about it though,
Video
they
shoot,
have to
man.
separate. They have to separate the business from the streets. Even 50 Cent mentions that, and it's true because right now is a different time. The gangster music, what a lot of the Toronto people think or whatever the drill music is gonna go anywhere. It's not going anywhere because no one who has came out successful in the last 10 years from Toronto commercially has benefited off of any drill music or gangster rap, if you want to call it.
Well, how
That's
you
the
gonna
whole name
leave?
in America.
How you
Not,
gonna leave to go to the States if you got charges?
that's what I'm
Huh.
saying. Most of these people, see, someone's selling an illusion, right? I don't really want to go that deep yet, but remember
Why
now.
not?
Oh, okay, I could go deep. I don't know if
The
you guys
internet is
really
selling that
want me to
Hey, I'm
go
a prime
that deep.
example of that. I screwed up my DJ career
Go
years
deep,
ago
no
and
man.
went to jail,
Okay,
and I'm
Go
now.
deep, no man.
okay.
Exactly.
This is what I'm
Like,
gonna
what's
say.
the point? What's the whole point if you're not gonna go
I'm gonna
deep
go
and
deep.
actually get to the root of the problem?
I'm gonna
Of
get
what
to the
we're
root
in?
of the problem.
Right.
I'm gonna get to
Exactly.
it now
And
because
so,
Get it.
Impeccable
Get
putting
to
on the
it.
fire.
Get to it.
Impeccable putting the oil, and I'm gonna put the fire. If you,
All right.
as an
That,
OG, you're the example. It's like if you have a father figure, right? And
yeah,
there's a
Right.
house where it's just it's just a mother, right? Like the stereotype of what you talk about the black community now. So if you're an elder or an OG and you're not showing no one's perfect, but a good example, a great example, and a balance, right, of positivity, and your excuses for the views or for the clicks, or you want to just get some, like, to a certain level, you don't care about. There's some people like that. You don't care about trying to be a role model. That hurts because what we're doing, for example, everything what we're saying is a message. But if somebody has access and influence and it's confusing and it's mostly negative and they're elder, that's what is, sorry to say, the poison. Because someone's gonna look and say, yo, he's an OG, but he's all right with the op shit, or he's all right with all the negative stuff what we're talking about, what's not benefiting the community. But their debate would be, if I was starting to do this negative ish, right, I'm not gonna go nowhere.
so are we talking about the street stuff? Or are we talking about
No, I'm talking
the
about
industry stuff?
I'm talking about what we're saying about the culture, right?
Yeah.
Media.
Okay.
Okay,
We
no,
can
but the
say it
industry.
about that in the podcast aspect. We can say it about the podcast aspect. How many people are actually trying to have conversations like this and actually go get to the negative stuff?
The problem is
straight up.
it doesn't generate a lot of traction. Like, for example, right? See that you started this right now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you get this idea from Company Man? Not saying you got it from Company Man, but is it like a derivative of what Company Man is doing? I'm asking.
You see how he hit
I'm
me
just
with
keeping
that
it real.
question?
I'm
I
just
like that.
asking.
This
Yeah.
is my flip
I have to, bro.
because we're from
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could have done it a different way,
Okay.
but this is a flip because we're in Canada.
I get it.
Right? We're
I
in
get
Canada.
it. I get it. That's why I had to ask, because as soon as I saw that and I saw the We the Culture, and I was like, okay. So remember, I watch Company Man, I watch Curtis, I watch all those guys.
I like that.
I've been
what you
watching
said
Friday
there.
on that. Of course,
Right.
I'm observant. You got to be
So-
observant. That's what DJs do. That's
Okay,
our
so I'm
job.
flipping it. I'm flipping it, right?
But I
We'll
like
get
that.
to that. We're gonna
Yeah.
you're really opening up some doors.
Why?
So what I'm saying now is, if you have if someone who's an older person, right, has the power of access to influence, and majority of the time it's negative. They are looked on as, like, for example, a role model, like if you're a father or uncle, right? So that message could be confused, and that adds to the problem. But really, the keys to success not full success, but in me, for example, music, you're telling somebody you can't be doing crime. That type of music, I'm gonna be straight up, no filter. It's not gonna go anywhere, and it's a waste of time to be promoting it when you know they're not gonna be going to, for example, down South America. They're not gonna go anywhere with it.
But the whole thing, but what you're
Right.
understanding too is
What?
a lot of these guys are rapping about this shit, but they ain't doing it.
And just say this though.
Listen,
As a father,
exactly what you
I have a
Let's see what
father of a
Impeccable is saying.
21-year-old son
Mm.
who's actually doing rap music and actually likes his drill, like doing the drill stuff. And let me tell you, Miss sit him blood clot Ross down and show him say, hey, you see what comes with this drill music synthing, yeah? You best make sure you have that clean image that you is, because you is no gangster doing any of this type of drill music synthing, yeah? Because you don't know what comes with that stuff, sir.
And you know
Your
what?
father does.
You're right.
Now that you're speaking, I got my son. He just joined me. He just wanted to ask a question. It's the energy what you're saying.
So what's the topic? Like,
What's my nephew saying? What's my nephew saying?
We're talking about hip hop and Black history, right?
Yeah.
And we were just talking about how an elder person like me, for example, I'm your father. I listen to hip hop, but if I was to just give you a bad example, like always showing you the negative side, would that help you? You know what I mean?
Well, I think you'd have to listen to all types of music in order to understand music as general, like to be good at what you're doing. Can't just listen to the
I said
negative
from
stuff.
earlier. You know? That's a smart youth. That.
And that's what you have
Hold
to know.
up a second. We got blacks up in here. You know what I mean? It's a part of the D2E family here. You know what I mean? What you got to see, blacks?
Who would ever teach their son bad contact or any of your kids? Because that's not what you're gonna do.
Mike.
Anybody, you know
Mike.
What's that?
Like, hold up.
I can barely hear the question.
Let me turn up your mic. Say that again, man.
Who's gonna teach your son bad content? You know what I mean? Who would do that as a parent? We're fathers and mothers. We're not gonna teach your kid
like
badness.
some
Our kids
parents
are destined for greatness. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's right on this podcast right now, and everything makes sense.
But how many guys now are glorifying their kids being trap stars?
What you say, DJ Despair?
How many people now are glorifying their kids being trap stars?
Not trap stars, because guess what? Music is always going to be music. It's not
No, I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about just being in the streets, period. There's certain people who are happy their kids followed their footsteps.
Exactly. Why would I put my kids
Some of the parents are not even in the picture.
Why would I put my kids in the streets when I already did
But then
that?
it's the uncles and everybody from the sets to dragging them into it later
ever
too.
in my life. I'm not going to teach my kids badness. I'm going to teach them goodness and how to do it the right way, because I already
Sometimes not
learned
even family members though.
So we see this the difference. Wait, Flex.
So
the difference is you got a family, right? You like me, but there's some people who don't have the same thing background and they don't care about that.
Yeah, because a lot of people are not focused that way or built that way. Because our parents teach us good things.
Well, how you gonna care if you don't know? There's a difference, right? But if you believe that you're not gonna live past the age of 18, you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do until whatever happens. I know a lot of people like that. I met a lot of people like that over the years, and it hasn't changed.
What about the rappers?
If your son wants to do rap, let him do it, but show him how to do it the right way and make it feel good. Because all I do is make feel good music. And that's
what about the rappers that rap cat?
That's if they have that person in their life.
Not
everybody has that person in their life. Like for me, I was lucky. My brothers are all locked up. It's my brothers who are locked up that told me, yo, you don't want to be here.
I know exactly.
It was my uncles that showed me you don't want to do certain things. But not everybody has that.
Can I say one thing?
So all they have is the streets, and the older man them in the street are like, hey, do this, do that. You make some money, get some hoes.
I
It is
want to
what
sum
it
it
is.
up. Life is like crabs in a bucket. Every crab is in a bucket till you get out. Because outside, once you get out that bucket, outside is a different picture outside. And it's a beautiful world, man.
Well,
Yeah, but see, metaphors are one thing, but reality is another.
And
well, that's the thing.
But what about the
Metaphors is
people
one thing,
that just want
reality
to
is
write
another.
music and make it sound good, but they have to use all the tools? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Because
all
Because I
cool
write
and
music
fun.
myself
They're a
and
bunch of
I rap
idiots.
about things that I
Yeah.
never
They're a bunch
done.
of idiots.
It's all fun and games. So you
They're a
wake up
bunch
in
of
a
idiots.
hospital bed and your kid's
exactly.
standing there next to you.
Yeah, but it depends on what you're rapping about. If you're talking about
It doesn't.
straight
Hey,
killing
I
people,
wasn't
then
even
you should.
rapping
No,
about
it's
the.
about the
I was
content that you put out.
listen. As long as you're doing something better than the guys that are in the streets with you, that were hanging out with you, you're a target, no matter what. There's
Well, your
somebody
target
there mad at
is
you.
mad
So
at
I
you.
so I write music myself, but when I say I'm rapping about things that like for example, Lil Tecca, he had an
Yes.
interview and he
Yeah.
was saying I don't gangbang or anything. That stuff is all cap. I don't have a Rolls Royce or anything. It's just to make like for the music. Like that's what I do. I don't rap about violence, but I rap like
We
I'm writing
understand
a
that.
story, a
Rapping is the
cinematic.
art
Yeah.
of storytelling.
But I can tell you there's little
That's what
goons on
we're
the streets trying to
But
test
what?
you gangster to see if you actually own that
Yeah.
shit or they'll come and rob you for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Then
and
they're
if you're
the
not
problem.
if
It's
you
not the
don't do
artist.
that,
They're
and
the
you're
problem.
not about that, why write about it?
Mm.
But why write about something you're not about? And
Exactly.
what benefit does it give you at the end of the day?
Exactly what I
Like I
got
get it,
from my
tech like
friend.
you get a little bit of fame. If someone rolls up at you with a gun and says, "Hey, what time is it?" You're gonna be like, "Oh, I
But
don't
you're
do that."
forgetting the
But you've been
entertainment.
saying that in all your
No,
Okay,
videos.
but you see
The
But
then
you
industry that
fronted
you're
that you're the
talking
real.
about is the
hold on.
I get it's
entertainment.
entertainment,
No, not
but
yet.
but you also got to remember hold on.
Do you think
Even though
Drake
it's
is really a
entertainment,
banger?
you
What it
also have
is.
to
Do
remember.
you think?
Hold
Do you
on,
think?
No,
hold
hold
on.
on,
Let me
hold on.
finish
Do
with
you?
it.
Do you
Hold on,
think?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I am going to tell. I am going to tell you. I'm going to, your brother. I'm going to
Some of
tell
the
you.
biggest
I'm going to
rappers
tell you.
cap all the
I'm
time.
going. Hold on. I don't care what the biggest rappers does. You know why? Because with all the bigger rappers that have done stuff, there's a lot of them that are sitting in the grave and are in jail. So regardless if you're real or not real,
That's why you
exactly. So at the end of the day, you can decide. You can decide if you want to do that because bigger rappers do that and you don't do that. But something ends up happening to you, that's on you.
That's why it's time
Done.
to make
End of
music.
argument. I have a friend years ago.
When
He
you
said,
rap
"Yo, listen to
that
this person. Listen to
content,
that
you're
person." I said, "Yo, I don't want to listen to none of those guys' music. You know why? At the end of the day, these guys are gonna end up dead in jail. In
Yeah,
the
You're right.
past
because
10
you might,
years, you know how many
to
just
my son,
Toronto
you
rappers
might think
alone
it's
ended up
entertainment.
dead
Some
or in
these
jail?
guys take it
One
real.
job.
So I
They
let
take
them
it
be.
real,
If that's
but
what you want to
there's
do,
nothing wrong
if
with
Yeah,
that. There's
that's
something
yeah.
wrong
if
with
that's
that.
what
You're
you
right.
want to do,
My thing is,
if that's what you
I
want,
don't play video
You're right.
games.
but if
You're
that's
right.
what you want to do, no.
But that's not what we're gonna
If
put out there. We're gonna
that's
make
what you
But
want to
yo,
music.
do,
they put
take
out
that
video
road.
games
Look,
all the time,
Take
one
that
thing
road.
and
we're
people are
gonna
playing
See what
GTA,
we
happens. Hopefully
shooting,
you're
robbing,
successful.
stealing,
And that's fine. We're
killing.
not talking about video. We're not talking about video. We're not talking about video games. We're not
I
talking
know
about
what
video
you're
games.
talking about. Can I say
You can
something?
decide. It's your
Yo,
life, you
can I
know.
say,
It's your
hey,
life.
Let
I'm
me
not going to tell you what to
one
do.
thing.
It's
One
your
thing.
life.
listen,
One thing. Let me say
It's
one
your
thing.
life.
One thing. Yes, it's your life. Let me say
It's your
one thing.
life.
It's time to put out feel good music because
Mm.
music is supposed to feel good.
No, but that's
Then
Facts.
music
that's what
that
we're
I
gonna
write.
sell
I write
this year.
feel good
All
music,
right,
but
feel good music. That's the way you can make money off of feel good music. Because guess what? When I go behind the mic, I'm gonna say what I want to say.
If you
Because
want to make excuses, you can make
I'm
excuses.
gonna talk
That's
the
on you.
truth. And I was learned to never tell no lies from my mom. So I'm never gonna tell a lie in my
that's true.
music.
Because I
That's
won't
true.
lie.
That's
When I
100%.
write,
And I'm gonna
I
keep
write.
it real. That's the music I'm gonna put out, and that's my content. Because guys, I'm destined for goodness,
so
greatness.
the main,
Yeah, but you've heard.
That's what
Okay,
I'm gonna
you've heard
put
my
out in
music.
my
yeah,
music.
yeah.
Okay, so is it the same
No,
to
it's not the
what
same. It's
they're
not the same.
putting out there?
It's not the same.
That's
But
what I mean.
the main,
There's artists out there that write things that are not
I know.
anything
Energy is
related
energy.
to violence.
Understand that.
It's
But
supposed
writing
to
is
get
the
you
art of
moving and
storytelling,
bumping,
man. It's all an
and they got
illusion. So you're a
subliminal
magician, right?
messages, symbolic
yeah.
messages
But
to
see what you
represent
see,
Different
certain
though,
what
things.
my son is
because two
saying,
things mean
right?
one thing.
What he's saying though, I
So you take
understand
it
what
in
he's saying, but
context.
this is what I'm gonna tell you. Your knowledge, sometimes the way what you're talking about,
Powerful.
those other individuals we're talking about are so ignorant that
They're gonna take
they
it in
don't
the
see a
wrong way.
difference. Like as long as you're trying to do
So
something what
so if
sounds,
They're gonna
so
take
if
it in
I'm
the
not
wrong way.
banging,
You're right.
yeah,
I'm supposed to only rap about things that what I'm only supposed to rap about how
Life.
happy I am, how
Yes.
good I am at
Sad.
rapping,
You
how
can rap about whatever
yeah.
you want.
You know what happens?
Just
Rap,
actually, you
rap
know
about
what?
whatever you want,
It gets
but
stale.
Hold on.
understand there's consequences to your actions.
Tour and
Yeah, but
travel
make
the
you
world
feel
and
good
Do
then
about
whatever
rap
you
what
want,
about
but there's
stuff later.
consequences.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
saying
wait,
what you're saying is not true. I know what you're saying is true. There's idiots. I've met idiots
Or you're
in
it's
idiot.
my high
you know
school.
what?
In my high
Hey,
school
hey,
that
yo,
rap
guys,
and rap about
guys.
shit that they actually do, and some people rap about shit that
Perfect.
don't do,
Hey,
and they get
perfect.
caught
Yo,
up in
sometimes
shit.
you
It's
gotta make
good that
sense out of nonsense.
But I'm
and
gonna
not
give you a win for yours, and I'm gonna give you
not
a
an
perfect
illusion
example.
effect.
What was the Wu-Tang thing there when Ghostface and them took off to Cuba to go record a whole album and all that stuff on a mystical characters?
RZA made beat with a choir and a
You
life.
see what I'm saying? Is like, yes, you
Some
can go and
ass
exploit
man.
that kind of lifestyle, but have a story to it. Go travel to the places that shit actually goes down.
Yeah,
And go
no,
see those real
I
people.
agree. I actually agree with what you're saying because
Like, do things on
now how I'm gonna
experience,
put it,
not just
how
on
I'm gonna put
fiction.
it is when I write, I'm not really writing about myself physically. Like, actually, I'm writing a
Physically, yeah, it's
character
all about
and
man.
kind of narrating the story of
So
another
you know what?
character.
I hope we
Be the
take it
first
the good thing.
rapper to
I'm
say
not
that
rapping about no badness.
that you're writing on a fictional character. Is it real or fictional? Like, you know, give that like, you know, disclosure,
So,
like
shut it
parental
up.
advisor. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I was about to say the same thing. Make them know, have an example. Like this
When
is what.
someone doesn't know the difference, it doesn't care. It is what it
Yeah,
is at the end of the day.
I
So
see
But
what
yo,
Mike
it's
Stone
but
said.
you,
these guys, they get so caught up in like
They
the
get
crime and the violence
confused
that they
with life.
promote it and that they want to claim that as their own thing. But remember, there's violence in movies, and when I rap, I write like I'm writing a movie.
See, we understand you.
Yo,
I
rapping
understand
is
what you're
about
saying.
like
You
a
understand
machine.
exactly
But,
what you're
You
saying.
know what I mean?
you
You
can't
gotta
compare movies to this, bro.
no,
There's
I
too many
know,
dead
I know, but
bodies that are piled up to
life.
compare
It's real
movies to
life.
this. Like real
you know
talk.
what? It's
Like if
good
you
we have a
wanna
young
wanna
voice
do the
right here.
comparisons, video
Like
games,
it's not.
movies, how many dead rappers are, how many rappers are in jail versus how many actors are in
A
jail?
lot.
How many
But they're
video game characters are in jail?
not really
No,
How many
but
acting.
people
part
that
of
play
this though,
video
yo,
games that
Mike
are in jail
Stone,
are dead?
Mike
Come on,
Stone.
bro.
Part of this is what I was going to with the
Each
elders.
other.
If
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a
Right?
lot.
Go.
Just make music to make music and make sure that you make money off of good music. No bad shit.
Okay,
Straight up.
listen. I need to
That's
say
all you
one
gotta
thing.
do at the end of the
What's
day. I
Symbolic
don't care.
saying?
Hey, let me hear what Symbolic saying. What's he saying, bro?
But at the end of the day,
You
there's a
mentioned
consequence to everything you do.
the making you the money off the music.
Man.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the same as the culture. Now, what I wanted to draw a line between is you mentioned the impact that having kids has. So now you're thinking about what would happen if the kids were doing this. But then another step, which the indigenous people of these lands have, when you see they want to do a Marvel movie and they want to put something from the culture in it, they have to go and talk with their elders.
Why?
But we've been
Why?
detached
Why don't
so
you do
much
it?
that they were able to say, you're an urban person. And we
Yeah,
were like, okay, especially
Suburbs.
since they're paying for urban. So
Suburbs.
like something has to happen where we have the culture part that includes the people you were about to say elders. That's why I was getting hyped.
Well, you know what you do? Just do what you do and feel good about what you do, and that's what you're gonna teach. So you
We
preach
got to do what we do, but we need to
that
have
to
the
the
ability
formula
to
of life,
connect
bro.
and
Straight up,
make decisions
100%.
and
Don't
say
be
what's
scared to
not
do it.
us.
Do it.
We do need to have that ability.
You're right.
So
You're
before
right
someone
on
can
all
just say,
levels, man. You're right. You're right. Preach what you preach and teach what you teach. That's the name of the game of life, bro. Straight up. And I'm about greatness and goodness, so that's all I'm gonna ever do with my life. My life
So
is
this is
about
basically what
and
makes it
before I
hard.
go to
I
the
don't know.
grave, I'm gonna die with an experienced life because I'm gonna show people my good life movie, not a
So
bad
this
one
is the type of stuff
or a
that makes it
horror one
difficult for artists
or
like
something
me.
that's
Yes,
non-fictional or
yes. Wait,
fictional.
hold on, guys. Hold on.
100%.
Hold on. My son just said these are the type of stuff what it makes it difficult for artists like him. It's true. For example, now,
But why
if
does it? But why does
Why?
it though?
Why does it?
Because
Why
everybody
does it?
wants to be a gangster.
But you don't
yes,
have
But
no,
to.
that's what's
Not
everybody,
promoted.
everybody.
That's what's
But
exactly.
promoted.
everybody's everybody. Why you gonna
Being an
front?
Not
artist,
everybody.
Don't
I'm not
follow
being an
saying
me.
I'm
artist
Follow
is
not
not
me.
saying
about
Follow
being
listen,
a
me.
gangster,
when I
bro.
write my
You
music,
guys
I'm
don't
not
follow
writing
me.
about
Follow me.
gangsters.
Yo,
I'm talking about superpowers. I'm talking about government. I'm
Superpowers.
that's
talking about
that
God. I'm
shit.
talking about
I'm
I
about
would
to
So
argue nobody wants to be a
superpowers.
gangster. I would
Everybody got
argue that.
superpowers, man. guy. Everybody got superpowers. I'm about to record that song tonight, and it's gonna stand behind a real strong movement because guess what? Everybody out here has superpowers, and we're villains fighting demons, bro. We're not
So,
gonna
but
be
yo, I
straight
want to
up.
get back
It's
to
life,
this.
bro. Let's have
I'm
fun. Let's
saying,
go with
I'm
each
saying
other. Let's
that a
not
lot
Okay.
of the problems, right?
have company. You know what I mean?
How are we gonna change it?
We're
Blacks,
gonna change
blacks,
it
blacks.
because we
Hold
have
on,
to
hold
change
on.
it.
I'm
No,
saying
but I'm
a
saying
lot
how.
of
Can
the
I just
problems.
respond to the young person there and say one thing? You share that with me, I will share it with everyone I can. And
Yo,
that's
you
how
follow
what
me,
I
you
think
follow you.
us
You follow
defining the
me.
culture
It's easy
is
as
just being like,
peekaboo,
you
man.
make that
We're
superhero
not
song.
playing peekaboo, man. Trust me, I'm gonna bring the ABCs. I just created right now a 22-letter word, and I'm gonna bring that to Ripley's. Shout out to Ripley's. You know what I mean?
Respect.
I literally just
You
made
know
a
what I
song
mean?
just made a
Whoever
song
wrote a 22-letter
about
word, and I
Superman.
read it, and when you read it, it makes sense. Unbelievable. And it's 22 letters with exclamation mark.
So you're trying to educate people, but this is what I'm.
In the
This is
whole
what I'm.
world, man.
Yo,
God
this is
gave
what
me,
I'm coming
God
down
put me
to.
on this planet to talk, so I'm gonna talk. I'm his baby.
This is what
All
I'm
right?
saying though. This is the
And
main
I'm
thing.
set
What I'm
for
saying,
God. I
right?
read the Bible once, and I'm never gonna read it again. Because guess what? If I actually remember everything in the Bible, I can say it. That's the powerful thing about a church. Why does everybody go to church? I'm gonna educate you guys. If you guys want me to educate you, I woke up, man. Straight up.
Yeah, respect blacks,
My
but
name
this
is
is what I'm
Precise,
saying
and I'm
though.
gonna stand by
This
it.
is what I'm
Because
saying.
guess what?
The
This year, I'm gonna make. I have a clothing brand. I have an umbrella, and I shouldn't even be talking like this, but because everybody's real on here, I'm gonna talk about
All
it.
in due
Okay?
time. All in due time. What
Don't
you
do
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna
I'm
talk
not
about that.
gonna
all
This
in
do it.
due
the
time.
main thing what I'm
But I'm
talking
gonna do
about
it with you
Hold
guys
is
on our personal conversation, and I'm gonna tell you what
all
my
in
mind is
all in
very
due time, Black.
manifestable.
All in due time. What you
Because I
say?
manifest
What you
myself,
say,
and I'm
Shot?
gonna do it in times 3 like
Yo,
Roman numerals. Because
Shot.
we are
Big
and
up,
that's
yo,
Black.
all right.
the main thing I think you're going
Yo,
out of
Straight up,
context now, man.
what
We
you
stay
say?
on point, man.
I'm
I'm
on point.
saying the
That's why my
vet,
name is Precise.
the
Because I'm always on point,
OGs, right? The OGs.
and I'm an OG
There's
too.
some OGs out here.
That
This is the main thing.
not
Listen
real.
up. Who have access to spotlight, and they're hypocrites, and
Yeah,
they're
there's no big one,
promoting
man.
they're a mixed message. One message, oh, we're all should be working with each other,
No, I
and then
only
after
have
then you're
one message.
promoting the
Yes, yes,
bullshit.
we work. It's not bullshit because we all should be
No,
working
no, not you,
together.
not you.
That's what
You have
God
to listen,
created
not
us
you.
to be, man.
Listen.
No,
You
us.
understand? You
I
understand what I'm saying,
understand what
Mike
you're saying,
Stone?
and I'm not trying to diss you, but you're right. We should all be working together because guess what?
Yeah,
Money's supposed to be made. So what's the power of money when it's a piece of paper, fam?
yeah, but listen, blacks. I don't think you're not
You know
getting
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying,
saying,
though?
man.
I get what you're saying.
You're not get what I'm saying. I'm not talking about nothing like that.
I
We
know.
gotta stick on
I know,
subject.
Shandan. I know,
Anyway,
Shandan.
stick on point. What you say, Shot?
Stick on the subject, man.
What?
I'm talking about the elders, right? Who
That's
have
us.
access
Yeah.
to the
Everything.
youth,
One.
right? Who are
You know?
not are sending a mixed message.
Then don't send the message that's not supposed to be mixed. It's only
No, but we
unique.
can't control that. The
Yeah,
So
only
we
what
thing
about
we
can.
the?
could do is
Yeah,
try
we
to.
can. Yeah,
We
we
can't
can.
control that.
Yeah,
We
we
could
can.
just try to
Yeah, we can.
maybe
If people are
Mixed
influence.
messages
deceiving
and
us,
everything.
that's the
Influence.
message. So how do you send out a message if it's not a message and you don't want people to get it?
No. How you send a message is exactly what we're doing. I think Mike
Okay,
Stone
so
knows what I'm
let
saying.
people get the message then. I didn't vote
Well,
for
it,
because
it
guess what?
depends. It
I'm
depends
not
on a lot of
listening
stuff.
to if they can't do nothing for me and until they do something
Exactly.
for me, why am I voting?
That's right.
Exactly.
Just
Why am I voting?
Yo, check this out. Can I
That's
say
the
something?
message.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say something about that.
Are we
right?
talking about voting now?
No, wait.
I'm talking about everything on all life
Hold on. Oh,
aspects.
since you brought that up, right? Let me just say this one thing, man. All right.
Adjust that mic. Adjust that mic.
Just because my wife sent us 2 bills doesn't mean say we have to vote for him.
Exactly.
I never asked for
Because
that.
you could turn two bills into zeros, bro. What are you talking about? Make money. Some stupid dumb money, guy.
My point is my point is wait. My point is that I never asked for that money. You understand what I'm saying?
And
He
give it
just
away.
decided to just give it out. So I'm not obligated to vote for you.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I because you gave me that?
Okay, so listen.
No, I want to know that from
I'm
everybody.
gonna answer your question. If I win,
Wait, hold on. You guys are talking about the voting business?
listen.
No. I just want to bring
Out of respect, just let me say this one time. If I win the lottery, right, $60 million, I'm not supposed to give back the money for free.
Give back to who?
Listen, man.
Everybody.
You don't have to give back to nobody. It's
I'm
up to
gonna
you.
do
That's
it.
up to you.
I'm
If
gonna
you
do
want
it
to choose to do that, that's you.
because
But you don't
guess
have to
what?
do nothing for nobody.
Why am I gonna do it? Because I'm
Mm.
about to make stupid, dumb money, and I want everybody to believe in that.
Yeah, but some people won't even, like I said, they'll take the money like how
I
we got
heard
the
it's
2
always
bills
good,
and not even
right?
vote for the man and doing business about the man. So it's
My
again,
heart
it's
is
your
always good.
choice.
If I have too much money, what is money? And not to give it away, I may sit on it. But when I go to my grave,
You have to ask.
Okay, all right.
You have to ask Elon Musk about that. Ask Elon Musk. He has too much.
Next
What
segment, man.
we're gonna
Finish
retire.
with all of that talk now, man.
Yeah.
Finish with all that talk. Finish with all that.
Yeah, man.
Next segment, get away from it. The
You want
main thing what
segue?
I'm saying for the culture,
Let's get
hip
back to
hop
the-
culture.
Yeah.
I'm stick on the subject.
This all has to do with hip hop,
This is
though.
the problem with black
This
people.
all has to
I'm
do with
gonna
hip hop,
put no
though.
filter. I'm
No,
putting no
This is
filter.
all hip hop, though.
This the
You gotta understand, hip
problem
hop is
with
everything.
black people.
Unless you're
We
talking
go
about
from
AI
one
taking over
subject
hip hop.
to the other subject, and you're not clarifying anything.
But
What I'm saying,
homeboy's talking about
basically,
hip hop, though. He is talking about hip hop.
yeah, he's
It
talking
has
about hip hop.
to
But
on
what I'm
He's
saying,
talking about hip hop.
Yo,
yes,
anyway,
he's talking about hip hop.
let's get back
DJ
to
Despair is
hip-hop.
in here. What I'm trying to say is, for us to be really united,
That's
we
the
have
way
to do
gotta be
more things
united.
like this. We have to
Yes,
come together. We
yes,
have to communicate.
yes,
We have to
yes.
stop the hate. We have to stop
Communication is a key,
all
man.
this.
But you see,
Okay, hold on a second.
you guys have difficulties still as older people. Imagine what it's like with like I have
I'm old. I'm
experience.
39.
None
You
of my
have a good
friends
point.
want to
I'm
help
40
each
You have a
this
other.
good
year.
point.
None of my
I'm
friends
I don't
want
have difficulties
to all
as
for
an older
themselves.
person.
But it's not
true.
about
I-
age, it's
my-
about a mission. And it's
the
not
one
about
thing-
everyone, it's
yeah,
about a select few people.
I'm not gonna
Like if
talk
you look at Wu-Tang, it was a select few people that worked together.
I was not ready for
When it came
shit.
to OVO, it's a select few people that work together. When it came to the circle, it's a select few people that work together. Find your group of people and work with. You can't business about every single person
Well,
because
that's
they'll
how
bring
you
you down.
network,
Because
don't
they
you?
don't have ambition.
Isn't that how you
No, why are you
network?
gonna network with people? Why are you gonna network with somebody who has no ambition?
But you're not gonna do that
Who doesn't have a
because
mission? Who doesn't have a purpose in life? As I said,
exactly.
work with the people that you know you
have
can
That's
work
why
with
you
and
shut
keep it
those
moving.
people out your
You
life,
can't
man.
work with everybody. You can't work with
Listen,
everybody.
You have a point,
You
but
can.
this is the
You're
thing:
right.
we can amplify
But we
the
could unify.
impact
Unify.
of our people if we say it's a culture. So I hear your point, and I think you're right,
Unify.
Mike Stone, that there's going to be people who be on different levels of it, but at the least we should be
Show
able
respect and have respect.
to have the ability to act in our best interest at large. And
What
if
are
someone
qualities
is
that
going
you
to
have to
act
give for a purpose?
detrimentally, then we should have the ability to say,
You're
to
right.
use the popular term right now, that's not us.
Yo, let's
That's
teach them.
Put it like this.
Let's teach
Put it like this. Nipsey
no education.
had the same idea. Nipsey's dead.
What's
Right?
Nipsey's dead.
Nipsey had the same idea. Nipsey is
And
dead.
Nipsey's dead.
It's not about Nipsey being dead or not. It's not about him being dead or not.
He
What
was
I'm saying,
educated in the world,
does it matter if he's not here no more?
but he still educated the world.
But doesn't
We
matter
need
if
to
he's
be
still not here no
educated.
more.
Listen, our school system is messed up.
No,
because
I understand all of that. It's been messed up before. It's been messed up for 100 years. It's been messed up for 200
Okay,
years.
so why
And
can't we
hip-hop
correct
was
it
a
as
part
black
of the
people? Look
solution
at the
to
color
that.
of our
But
skin.
you're not.
Hip-hop was
What
a
I'm
part
saying
of the
is,
solution.
like I said, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Everyone
You're
can pick
right.
and choose what they want to do,
So let's choose
right? Everyone can pick and choose what they want. But if you
so let's
expect to
do the
unite
right
with
thing then.
every single person, you're wasting your time and you're setting yourself back.
Then you move and go on with the next person. Don't give up.
But
man.
that's what I said.
Everybody has a second
I
chance.
literally said that. I know.
That's
Don't
why
waste it.
I respect you, bro. I respect
Yo,
you.
yo, I want
That's
to ask
why I woke up today,
Hold
man.
on. What you
And
say,
I want to ask DJ Despair, how much do you think hip hop has benefit black culture?
a lot. Same with reggae
No,
music.
wait, hold on.
They're not lying.
He's talking to DJ Despair.
Oh, sorry.
DJ Despair.
A
Everybody,
lot depends.
I don't
Well,
want
hold on.
people talking over each other, man.
Sorry.
I
lot.
want people all have their chance. No
I
talking
want to
over.
hear what DJ Despair has
Answer
to
your
say.
question.
Come on, man.
A lot, but depends on the demographics of the Canada and certain places. Because if you go to a lot of hip hop shows now, there's more white people in the West Coast than there is in the East Coast.
And Chinese
Yeah.
people love music.
Transition and stuff, because if you look at the East Coast, you'll hear more black predominant artists over certain Caucasian artists, and like you got Classified, Peter Jackson, that over there. But then you go on the the West Coast side, you got Mad Child, Mercules. Name me 4 black rappers from the West Coast.
Okay,
Okay.
can
How
I
many
answer
black
your
people are
question?
out there?
Can I answer your question? I'm
I
gonna
can't. No. I want everybody to have
Wait,
have
everybody
their
will have their time. See,
Okay,
everybody
I'll-
will have
no.
I'm gonna
Don't
save it.
jumping in, man.
Everybody will have their time.
It is
Let's
our
go one
culture.
by one.
It is
Let's go one by one.
There's a lot of black people and stuff influence and everything on it, but the consumers right now is in our culture.
It is
Exactly.
exactly.
It isn't
Same
our
question
culture
for Mike.
because I throw a lot of
Back
shows
to the
and
business
events,
question.
and I can
Sorry,
tell
go
you
ahead.
this: barely black people show up to a lot of shows, like when you got rappers coming in and stuff, unless they're popular, unless it's a money game.
It
Like,
is
a lot of
game,
like
though, isn't it?
it depends
That's
on who it
it.
is, right? Look at Sky Zoo just came through, and like how many people actually bought tickets?
Look at Spice Ice. Like who's gonna spend money on Spice Ice? But Spice Ice is making money.
But anyway, the same question for Mike Stone there.
What's the question? Has hip hop benefited
How did
black culture?
culture benefit hip hop?
It did.
Did black culture? What aspect of black culture we're speaking of?
No, how did hip hop? Let me say, how did hip hop benefit?
Okay, I'm
black
gonna
culture?
answer.
It made a lot of people money, but how did it help? Like I said, back
Help?
to the point I made earlier. It helped a select few people, but the people on the come up, it didn't do much for them. They can listen, they can enjoy the music, but financially, what did it help them get out of the situation they're in? When gentrification was happening in the same neighborhoods that hip hop came from, did it help people from not getting displaced? No. Hip hop didn't even say a word about gentrification. Unless you're in the underground, you might have said something.
Remember, T-Dot just got put on the map because of music, and now they hate
What do you mean?
us.
T-Dot been on the map before that, though.
Exactly.
Because of music.
Exactly. But
what music are we talking about? Bro, being put on the map don't mean nothing. Hold on. Being put on the map, Being put on the map don't mean nothing if gentrification is displacing the same people. It's supposed to help. So what does it being put on the map? What does it matter? Is that money going in your pocket because you're on the map?
Okay, but if it comes into your pocket, that's when you should give it back.
It don't matter, brother.
Anyways,
being put on the map is a term that needs to get X'd out. I feel great about myself. I'm just speaking the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth, and that's the sad part about it.
Me and you are
Hey,
right.
Mike Stone, can I ask for clarification?
Everybody on this podcast is on this.
What has
everybody on this podcast?
How has black people benefited from hip hop?
Let's move it along, and the same question for Symbolic.
Okay, but I did want to ask you: are you talking about the gentrification Toronto? Because it's funny, like
all throughout America and Canada. So let's say Toronto and the major cities in America.
So you guys talk about hip hop,
and the major cities in America.
Pop music,
okay,
blues
I
music,
would
jazz, all those.
Because we're here to talk.
Isn't that music?
Right now, yes, that's true. But
all of those musics are incorporated into hip hop, though.
No, but I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about how hip hop benefit black people.
For a purpose.
I got an answer for you.
I'm not talking about nothing to do with no music, but how the culture benefit black people.
It's supposed to be the culture.
I know you're saying about music, but we are talking about only today.
That's nothing to me. I want to see how the hip hop culture.
Because people don't understand us right now. So why are we fighting with each other?
Nobody's fighting, bro.
I'm not.
Not a soul is fighting.
Not a soul is
I
fighting.
thought it was my turn.
But look, the younger urban is gonna take it as we're fighting each other, and all we're doing is talking right now.
No. I asked Symbolic
right.
how hip hop has benefit black people. That's simple. It's simple. I can tell you how it benefit some black people. It put food in their mouths. It made
that's what I
people
said.
be able to buy their houses. It made people be able to bring some of their children to school. But in a whole for black people, listen what I'm saying. for black people, because this is the problem with
Who's
black people
black?
from Canada and the West Indies. When I talk about black people, I'm talking about all of Africa. All this damn money, billions of dollars, what been made from hip hop. How much foundations are doing anything for Africa? That's where the
Okay.
black people are coming from.
Question
That's
to
where
that:
I'm on.
Black
That's
people
what
need
I'm
to
on.
act
I'm
right
not
now
talking about no
and don't
foolishness,
move left.
just music playing. All these billions
got
of dollars.
two
You hear
symbolics in
Jay
that
Z
one.
Truth.
and some of these guys, and all these guys. Not saying
Egypt
they
is
don't
our
do anything,
motherland, isn't
but
it?
in a whole, what have they done
And
for
Africa
all
is
black
where
people?
we
Not just
destined to be
America,
at.
not just Jamaica. Like when you seen that
We're a
there's all
unit,
these
man.
ghettos
We're a
what
unit.
Yo,
exist
you're
in
making it
America.
hard
We need to
to
move
answer
as a
that. You're
unit, man. It's a
you
movement.
said what? I wanted to answer you.
No, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I just want to tell blacks that's what
I
broader.
understand
That's
you,
what I'm
Sean, that
thinking.
I
I'm not
get
thinking
you.
about no
We're connected, man.
music thing. I'm
Yo,
not
man.
thinking about the small. I'm talking about the world. How does
I
it benefit black
so
people
make the
Yo,
in
world see
all the
a
place?
better
Hey,
picture then,
yo, can I hear
and let's
from
create it.
Symbolic now? Can I
Let's
hear
hear
from
from
Can I hear
Symbolic.
from bits of Symbolic, please? Yes. Go ahead, Symbolic.
Thank you. From my perspective, I see it like the next wave after we were listening to what inspired hip hop. I'm black and I'm proud.
Yo.
There were people like KRS, Poor Righteous
what
was
you saying, bro?
mentioned, that had
Yeah, man,
us
me there.
not only knowing we are
All right,
here
me there, man, me there.
and loving ourselves, knowing about our history, knowing that we've been contributing to society when they kept erasing us. That's the gentrification
They
again.
erased us,
They
so now let's make it unerasable and make it unerasable because they can't forget about us. So let me say what I'm
Okay,
gonna say. Our
right?
culture is our culture, and everybody's right now because our culture
So
is the
they
culture. So let's move as a unit, as our
we'll
cultural,
get to
to be
that, but I want to
stronger
finish my
than
sentence.
Well, what are you
conquer
saying?
every
Hold on.
king.
Finish up,
Because
man.
we're monkeys
Oh,
right now, and everybody's fruity, and it's not.
Let Symbolic finish what he's saying, please. Go ahead.
Okay,
ahead,
so
Symbolic.
I think that was a net positive.
That's a strong message.
Huge. Myself, when shit was boring in school, I didn't know I loved history.
So
I
let's
fucking love it,
record it.
but it was boring.
Yes.
Because the schools
when-
can't teach us nothing. So let's teach the schools what we could do, what we're supposed to teach everybody. And be
Hip-hop
bigger
did
than the
that.
schools, man.
But
Come
hip
on.
hop done it, right?
Like,
Further than that,
reality. It's the picture now.
learning
What
the
we're living, man.
communication. When I went and did whatever degree and then did whatever masters, these guys were like, when I thought, oh, I have to act certain ways in school, but I gave a little touch inspired by oh my god.
Okay, so you got a master's degrees. Are you working in your master's degrees that you went to school for and you paid a lot of money?
Media communications. Yes.
So you
So
went to, how much did you pay?
We don't need to discuss
We don't
that.
need to
Okay, but you paid something.
Then get to the easy to
We
the
can
point.
teach the schools
How
that
hip
schools
hop
can teach
Hold on,
us.
inspired him, right? Right?
I was saying that when I thought I had to act a certain way in these particular spaces, but when I brought oh my god, I'm now it's slipping me in terms of the specifics, but like not Goody Mob. Anyways, this vibe came to me, and I slid a little bit of hip hop in, and they were like, do more of that, and I realized what I have this idea. But hip hop gave me what I would need to communicate more
because
effectively.
we made it make
I don't-
sense, right? Did we? That's right.
Anyways,
Come on,
I'll
talk,
wrap
man.
it up. I also want to
Come
give
on,
a
talk.
shout out to Philip right behind with this my photo, but the graph. We're talking about the different elements of hip hop. So I would say that it had an influence. You know, and me, I separate again. I separate the culture and the money. Probably to my detriment. I should hammer down and just make stacks of dough. But I'm like, the culture is not the business. And if we control the culture to the degree that we created, and this is our space, just like the gentrification, if we own the land, then someone else can't come out and push us out in order to take what we create.
You're right. That's all I'm trying to say, man. We're saying the same things. So that's not contradicting things, because you're right. Everybody on this podcast, shout out to everybody, because guess what?
So what's the biggest
Education, that's
problem
right.
we face
We're
right now?
educated.
I'm gonna go back to Mike Stone. What's the biggest problem we face as black people who
as black
represent
people.
the hip
Followers,
hop? What represents hip hop culture? What's the biggest problem we have to conserve this culture to
What
actually make it
what
economically
follower or
better?
speak of our
what
spirit of ourselves.
represents hip hop culture? That's
What's
the
Yeah,
that?
you're
problem.
right.
What you say, Mike Stone?
What represents hip hop culture is the problem.
It's us.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
us.
So what's representing? What's the problem? What's the problem?
What is
We're making
representing
it
it?
a problem.
Exactly what is representing it is the problem with hip hop culture.
Exactly, because it's the
Because
color of
what
our
hip hop culture
skin.
actually is not what is being represented
Listen,
as hip hop
everybody's
culture.
scared of our hip hop culture because we're making it scared. So,
Or is it
so
how they're promoting the hip hop
okay, so
culture?
Who's
let's start to
who's
make it not
how
scared
is who promoting it?
No,
and make
how the
everybody have
media's
an
promoting
Remember,
it
understanding.
is
the
making it
so-called
Media,
scary.
real culture
news,
is not being promoted,
it's
bro.
not being
It's not being
promoted right.
cultivated. Ask
It
any
is.
average
It's
kid,
not. It's not.
any average kid that listens to rap music doesn't understand what hip hop
It's on
is.
some
You're
stupid
right.
So
dumbness.
again, what
It's on
represents
some
it is
dumbness.
not what it
Guess what?
is.
It's on
Can I
That's the
dumbness.
ask you
problem.
this? Wait, can
That's
I
the
ask you this?
problem.
Wait,
You're right.
hold up.
So yo, DJ
Wait.
Spare, what you got to say to that?
Wait there. Why is that, Mike Stone?
Because
Wait,
What do you mean,
wait,
why
no,
is
no.
that?
I'm asking Mike Stone this. No, I'm asking Mike Stone.
Have all the answers.
Why is that?
Go ask the average person that's out there, because hip hop is rap music is mainstream, and ask them what hip hop is, and they'll tell you what hip hop is,
Go
and
on.
then you're gonna see, does that match what hip hop actually is? Then
No,
you'll
'cause
see.
it's two
That's all you got to
different
do.
things. Hip hop is hip
Simple
hop
as
and
that.
rap is rap. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop
Yeah.
is hip hop and rap
I've
is
been
rap.
saying that to my brother for the
Right? Hip
longest
hop
You
is
know
while.
hip
that
hop
long
and rap
time.
is
You don't have
rap.
to tell me that,
There's a
man.
difference.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. Just like sad
There's a difference.
is
But
blue
the
music,
only problem
'cause
with the
everybody's
old
sad.
heads, this is what I'm gonna hit with the
So
old
there's a
heads. This,
difference.
right?
What are you saying, Sean?
When you're saying hip hop is not around, that means you're not really looking. Some old
I
heads
didn't
are
say hip hop isn't
straight.
around.
Then.
I never said hip hop wasn't around.
I'm trying to clarify this. See what my brother's
Yeah,
saying. When you say,
yeah.
"Oh, there's no new hip hop around," there's new hip hop
So
around.
make
You're
new
just
hip
still
hop.
looking in the old shit.
You're talking
Then
about
Then
new
I said
music. We're not
currency.
talking
He
about.
hasn't been around for 35 years or 20
Remember,
years. Currency. Wiz Khalifa. The list goes on like
On.
you
guys
gotta
who are
stop
still
talking about
making
just
money.
rappers.
They
Just
know
rappers ain't
that
hip
What
they're
hop,
hip
about the
bro.
hop.
rappers that
Just
don't
rappers ain't
but
hip hop,
don't put
bro.
on no content?
Who says
That don't
that?
Rappers are
make
not
you a
What's hip
rapper
hop?
rappers is not the
and
only
you know
Drake?
your
representation
Are
of
you
hip
saying
hop.
put
Kendrick
on
is hip
content.
hop?
That's the problem.
That's
Is
This is
well,
the
Kendrick hip
problem.
hop?
content can't be scared to make money.
Hold on. What you say, Mike Stone?
Is
I said
Kendrick hip
rappers
hop?
aren't the only thing that represent hip hop.
Yeah, they
That's
You're
the
do.
right.
problem.
DJs, of course.
Not.
It's not
Graffiti
a.
So let's not
artists.
make it a
It's even
problem.
beyond that. It's even
It's
beyond that.
beyond that. You're right. It is beyond that. But
The
listen,
dress, the way you dress, the way you
nobody
talk, a whole
understands
bunch of stuff. It's
anybody
a
on this
culture.
podcast but us. So why can't we teach the world? Even if we teach the world, do you think they're gonna understand us?
Maybe they will. Maybe they don't care. That's the
Well,
whole point.
don't
People are
care
gonna gravitate to
what they want to
what's
gravitate to, right?
yeah.
The universe.
Right now, it's
The
been
universe.
about money and power and success.
But how do you become
That's it.
successful?
So
Because
wait a minute.
succeed means to
Hold
succeed,
on a
right?
minute. Hold on a minute.
What do you mean?
And be successful.
Hold on a minute.
Elon Musk is successful.
Exactly. So why black people are not
Hold on a
successful
minute.
if we don't want to be
Hold on.
successful?
I want to go back to what Mike.
What do you mean? That
Stone
doesn't make
said.
sense.
He just
There
brought up
is
the
black
fact-
people
Yeah, it
successful.
does.
He just
There
brought-
is black people that are
Hold on a
successful,
minute.
man.
Hold on a minute. He brought a thought to my brain here. You know, when did hip hop went to commercial? When it went to commercial, that's when I think
Just like break
That's when I
dancing.
It's
think-
always been commercial. As soon as it's been in the media.
just
Just
Yeah,
like
it's always
Pop
been
Rock.
commercial
So why is
ever
he not
since back
creating
when
it?
Pepsi and
And
Coke
black
commercials.
people made
Hold
that
on, let me
shit.
make a point right here, man. I'm just saying when hip hop went commercial, man, things went in evolution to the shit. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
No,
So you're
because
talking about as soon as it went on
Okay.
TV.
and then all
Okay,
of a sudden,
on
wait a
TV
minute,
then.
wait a minute. And then all of a sudden the corporate scene, before they weren't looking at it, then they seen, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They seen how much they could grab off of this.
Yeah, and
You get what I'm
gravitate and
saying?
make
Wait
a
minute.
profit,
And
right?
it's just like the athletes. You know what I'm saying?
And make
Yo,
a profit.
we're gonna
But when
give
are you talking? What
all of that,
timeline?
you're gonna
Because from
represent
Africa
it.
Bambada, they started
What
to
are you
make it
talking about?
commercial.
My son said he's gonna run a little clip. Shout out to my son, is Makai Kamboko. Okay,
I'm just saying-
2028. My son told me he's 2028. I'm gonna be on the Olympics, and I said I believe you because you're gonna be on TV. He manifests himself, and he's gonna do that. And if he do that, and he's a black person, right? We're all black, right? I'm Jamaican. back history, but I'm born here in Canada. Okay, so let me educate everybody right now on some real shit. My son manifested himself. He manifested himself before I even know what manifested means. So he taught me, and I made him, right. Okay, so let me keep it and sum it all up right now. Because he manifested himself, he said he's gonna be in the 2000 Olympics because that's his time to shine. And he's right. I believe him, and I'm gonna stand by that because I created him, and that's my son, dog. And God is good for greatness, and so are black people. So let's stop believing in this bullshit and be real now, man.
No, no, I
That's what we
know,
have to
but
educate you. We're
I'm
here for
just,
a purpose, aren't we?
No,
no, I know that, but I'm just trying to say from when the problem's been
Because
starting.
they
get-
made
the
it a
problem
problem.
started.
Make the
Listen, get on
moves.
point. Get
That's
on
what I'm
point.
trying to get
The
on
They
point.
problem
that's on
started
point.
from right,
What?
not when you didn't want to listen to what's coming out. It started from Africa Bambaataa when we were all little kids, when they made it commercial. That's what some people would say it started to
People
change.
forgot their
I'm
history,
listening. Go
man.
on, go on.
And when it became like that, it went all around the world. And then
Yeah.
it started to get the corporates interested. Because if
Yeah.
anybody knows, African Bambaataa had the first hip hop tour. The
So why
first
we
hip
not?
hop tour, he was one of the first. He was the first guy to be invested in by a major music industry. He
Right,
promoted one of the first beat
right.
machines
A
for hip
lot of
hop.
black people
So is
created a lot
Africa
of black hip,
Bambaataa is where
a
it
lot of
started
shit,
from,
and they white
commercialized.
supremacized it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be scared to say it because black people created everything, and they put a white person
Look, look,
behind it
look,
for a
look.
picture.
You still don't get what I mean, still, man.
I get
Like by like, all right. Back in the day, they call it sellout, right? Not true,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you're selling out. It's like you're selling out your music and all of that, say for this product.
Yeah, so as soon as you
You
seen
get
it
what
on
I'm
television, you're not
what I'm
listening.
trying to say
Soon as
is
they seen it on
no, what
television, you
I'm trying
sold
to
out.
say is you don't have control over your own music anymore. What they recognize you
Yeah.
from,
So as soon as you went on television and
right?
you're signed to the corporations, you don't have no control. So even if you
No,
think that, for example, Redman
no, but
or all
listen to
these
what I'm
people
saying.
from the golden age was different, they were controlled because they were signed under a label. That's when it became commercialized. There's other people before them who believe all those artists what we listened to in the
Let's
golden
take
age
the
is when
strings
it
out.
became
We're not a puppet no more, man.
yeah.
Let's stop. Let's stop. We're not a puppet. We're not on no strings. So let's be the puppet, man.
True that.
So you see what I'm
That's
saying,
no
Mike Stone?
facts.
True that.
That's the truth. So let's speak the truth and stop lying to people, man.
So
Have fun with it,
basically,
the right way, not
let's
the
get
Hold on,
past
hold on,
wrong
all
way.
this.
hold on.
Let's
What's
get past all this on the real. And now, what is the change and what is people doing to change? Because since COVID, Mike Stone and I have been talking. I talked to Down to Earth, and we've been building our own TV networks, platforms, all black owned, apps, everything. But you see, the whole thing is how many black people actually support black people?
Oh, that's the question. That's the question. That is
Because we have all that stuff right now within all of us. I'm sitting here with over 9 radio state shows, 7 different networks worldwide, and working syndicated. Me and Mike got podcasts and stuff everywhere. Down to Earth has been working, but a lot of people are trying to separate all of us instead of working with us.
It's always dividing.
And that's the problem we have right now. Because a lot of people don't know we actually work on the behind scenes. But a lot of people like to do a lot of talking. Like when Down to Earth started hitting the road, I was hitting the road out here. Then I was doing some of it in Toronto, but I didn't cross nobody's path. I was like, hey, what up, guys? Yo, we going to do the same events? Let's do some weed shit together. A lot of stuff. But you see, who's going to change that growth and actually work together? Because I'm here in Winnipeg, going back and forth between here and Toronto. And I promote more of Toronto hip hop scene than a lot of the DJs I know in Toronto.
Only I'm gonna be straight up. It's gonna take people like us. You see how we got together tonight for this? It's gonna take people like us to keep this. Like some people say, what is this gonna do? But I see platforms promoting just one narrative. There's not enough what is called voices.
Well, we need
What
a platform
us
like this
coming
to
together,
actually
because it's mostly the
advertise what
stereotype.
all of us
Everybody's
do.
against each other. in our community.
But I'm saying,
There's not enough,
what platforms do we have that tells everybody what we do?
What
Sorry,
to educate? Let's be straight. Like my son was in here earlier. He came in here because he was watching and he was observing and learning, right? So what we're doing, it might be small, but it can grow. You just have to keep doing it. You get what I mean? As elder, for me, as a elder or whatever, OG, for doing that brings me some type of, I guess, a good feeling that it opens somebody's mind, right? Because sometimes it takes that. So we had a lot of chatter tonight, man. But we're gonna do this once again, man, because there's a lot of feelings. Bless up the blacks and everything. But the main thing, what
I'm
I'm
gonna go in
saying
the
is,
studio
black
right now,
history
make some
and
feel
hip-hop
good music.
is very deep,
And I
it's not
might come
just
back.
hip-hop, it's
Shout out to
all of our
everybody on this
Yo,
podcast.
Blacks, I
It
need
was a
some
great
music,
day
dog.
straight. It was a
Yeah,
great
I
man.
need some
day, man.
music.
as
And
Robert.
let's stop
We're
confusing the kids and
we're
teach
going
them
in
something,
all
man.
of us, we
Let's
bring
take
something to the
back our
table. Mike
community
Stone,
because we're
he's been
unity.
out there. DJ Despair's been out there. We've been out there, right? All of us experience stuff and symbolic. So I just wanted to bring the brothers together and have more dialogue like this, right?
Hold on,
Because
before
there's
we
a lack
go,
of this,
Before I
trust
go,
me.
I'm gonna
There's a
broadcast
lack of this.
something.
And they could
I'm
all
gonna
call
take
us
this
old heads or
spinning
whatever.
machine to a
But
different world, man. And I'm gonna do it for everybody. And I love everybody's kids. And I'm gonna do something nice before I educate myself. I'm gonna give out $50,000 grants for free for everybody's kids. Okay, cause that's how stupid the money's gonna be.
before everybody goes,
Later,
no,
I'm gonna
wait,
go record some music.
before everybody goes, could you let everybody know what your platforms are? You know where they can find you and all of that, man.
Download the
Say
DJ
name.
Despair app.
That's what. What's that? Say that again.
Download the DJ Despair app on
All
all
right.
platforms. I've had an app for 16 years.
Then you're right. You're doing the right stuff.
Yo, we have our own platforms. We have our own TV network. Anything we want to do, you just build it.
Do it.
Why can't we build it?
And stand by hand.
Just let me finish it off. All right.
I love you guys.
See, yo, Symbolic. Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Absolutely. Yo, how come the DJ Despair? I'm looking in the Android. We'll connect on that anyways. I'll get it straight. I also want to just mention that often I speak with people in our generation and people are like, "Oh, nothing's happening." And it's just a matter of perspectives. There's like what Despair is just mentioning. There are things. I think the biggest thing we're at right now is bringing things together. And even if we start to do little bits to try and support, I think it'll go a long way. And I wanted to mention there is a rites of passage. There's a number of rites of passage programs. I went through previously. There were generations came out of the States. This is African rites of passage. So, when we're talking about culture, once again, I just think if you look at my posts, so you can find me at Symbolic 1, Symbolic 360, Mix It Media 360, IG and so forth, or Symbolic, because, if I got that original Twitter, I don't use that anymore, but I jumped over to Blue Sky. Anyways, before just in closing, I'm just saying that, I feel that it's all about really creating like culture in the little things. That's what we did with hip hop. It was like not a thing, and we're just doing it. And they're like, that's not a thing. That's not culture. That's not music. And we just kept doing it until someone else wanted to take it and pay us to be destructive. So I think that we can decide to just be about, our friends, be about what we want to see in the future, incorporate the tech. And that's where, when it comes to me, it's all about like, I'm sorry, there's so many things. I literally have lists because you can't trust the algorithm.
We're gonna link up again still another time though. You know what I mean? This is the first time, you know what I mean, linking up in the conference here. You know what I mean? But yo, Mike Stone, what do you gotta say? What do you gotta say, Mike Stone? You know what I mean? Where they can find you at, brother?
Just Google, man. Just Google, man. If you can't find me, then is a problem.
But me see you up on the Twitch though. Me see you up on the Twitch doing your things.
Whatever
All
I'm on, just
platforms,
Google.
man. All platforms.
Just
Just
Google.
release it.
Just Google.
All platforms. Just release it. Let's give it. Let us be known.
You don't know, man. But yo, I appreciate everybody coming on being strong here with the platforms and all that. We're gonna do this again, you know what I mean? In maybe a few weeks and all that, you know what I mean? Build up more content for us to talk about and all that. But this is Black History Month, hip hop. We've been talking about. We appreciate everybody. You don't know, please tune in, subscribe. You don't know, we still alive 2025.
And let me say my contacts because I started a new company. It's called Boss Shop. Okay.
But yo,
Visionware,
we get to that,
and I have a 360 photo booth machine, and it's called CYM. Okay,
we're gonna show them this. We're gonna show them this. This is what he's. And I got
a banquet hall, and I got a photo studio booth, and my family. I work for a 2-year-old, right? C-Rock, don't I? That's my business, okay? Because he's my boss, all right? And everything behind it. You know what I mean?
Right here,
I'm gonna show everybody content.
We're gonna be at
and keep it real.
Tomorrow
we're gonna
tomorrow we're gonna
watch our lunch.
Tomorrow we're gonna see.
Get ready for
it. Hey, I got into wrestling too.
Everybody on this, I love you guys and everybody.
I'm doing wrestling now too.
Mothers and fathers.
Yo, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk, bro.
I'm gonna create a new day in the calendar.
Anyway, man,
for Black people.
Let's stay in touch.
Peace.
Let's stay in touch and let's do this in a few weeks, maybe somewhere at the end of next month. You don't know. Later. We don't know. I'm gonna end it like this. Is the Rastafari Samurai. Never leaving you dry in your eye. Prove this message nationwide.
Worldwide. Bossed up.